But one of the things I've learned in the world that I've been working in the world of telling stories, is not just knowing and hearing something, being moved. Me being the storyteller, me telling my story and sharing the stories more so than mine. I wish I had a video from the conference. I actually have a copy for you, Shannon. The video of the women faces that I showed during that conference is not just making you feel good, not making you say, oh, this was a great day, I feel energized, I can go back and, breathe again. So what happens when we go back and we're ready to breathe again, life happens. Those folks who we're sharing air with, they weren't in the room necessarily today, So I really want to, and I look to charge you, and every time I give a talk, I always charge folks to have an action, It's great to feel good, I'm glad you feel good. Feeling good is really sensational, and it just feels good, But what can you do about what you learned today? I want to just take a second. If folks are just a couple, you just give me a couple words. What have you learned? What have you heard today that made you feel good, or you felt some response from? Y'all don't have to get scared. You have homework anyway. Yes.
I solved one of my grant problems, which is that I felt my grant was way too disclosure based, actually. And when we were discussing these preventive scripts, I realized that we can offer people, and Eleanor helped with this too, offer people the, would you like to speak to the IPV advocates for yourself or a friend,
yes.
Without the person needing to disclose to us at all.
By any means necessary. If you need to be somebody else for the moment, I allow you to be somebody else for the moment. How many of us, definitely in the HIV field, I spent 10 years at Johns Hopkins AIDS Services before when I first got diagnosed, and I remember disclosing, the health department would send a letter for a partner notification. That was kind of stale because that meant the woman had to give her information to the health department, and she may not have been ready to do that yet, and we created a system to talk, to be the third party conversation, literally to the place where we would have people show up at the club where her boyfriend would be at and start talking about HIV and the benefits of being tested. She knew because she told us where he was going to be on Friday night, because he's there every Friday night from 9 to 10 o'clock, from 9 to midnight or whatever. So again, be whoever you love. I love that, by any means necessary. What else have we heard today?
Community involvement.
Community involvement. Tell me, what is that? What was it?
Not presenting ourselves as the experts who just have all the answers, but in fact, the people who are experiencing whatever it is we're trying to solve have the answers, and we need to remember to listen to what they have to say.
And what I would love to hear about that, guys, when they do this work, they're available to you. And they're actually waiting on you. When you show up to say, I have a question, one of the most powerful things, one of the first jobs I had at Hopkins, and one of the greatest experiences that I had, I was running a support group, our first women's group there at Hopkins. And we're in this group, and I'm telling them about the program, who I am, and what we're doing. And this woman jumps up and she's like, oh my God. She remembered she did this interview, a survey 3 years before, and literally one of the parts of the program that I was describing was what she said. She instantly became a champion because 3 years ago somebody heard her saying, this is what we need in East Baltimore to make women access services, not just for their children with HIV, but personally for themselves. And this one, I'm going to tell you, she was an addict, she was actively using. 3 of her children was in foster care, 1 of her children was with a family member, but she heard that someone heard her and they made it come to life. That's huge. That was huge that they asked her, and it was huge that they heard her. And out of that, a great program came about because someone had a great rocket science idea and involved the people who were right there with them, most impacted by what we were trying to work on and do. Anything else? Anything else that we heard? Yes, ma'am.
In the criminalization section, I have 2 nuggets that I wrote down.
One is from Nana and one is from Gina. Number one is, and these are knowledge gems. People without HIV always think people with HIV should disclose.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That was Gina. And Nana taught us the impetus for criminalization is betrayal.
Wow, I'm not surprised. They're rocket scientists. That's why they were invited today. But, we do find that to be true. It's easy, even me, and I don't have my button on today, so my level of disclosure is out there. I have a button, I have buttons and t-shirts that say I'm HIV positive and I live in your community. And I go to the local grocery store that's, less than 300 feet from my front door. And I wear that, and I own that and I'm okay with that. But it's also okay with the woman, I believe, who will never put on a t-shirt, even if I autograph it. If I spray some Coco Chanel on it, she still won't wear it outside, because we don't know what's between her and each one of those three little letters. And sometimes there's a lot more space between them letters, and really honoring, and how do we get our work done with women, whether they choose to or not. Disclosure is a gift, and who do we give gifts to?
People we care about.
People we care about. Who else might you buy a gift for? Give a gift to?
Child, your mother.
Child, your mother, someone you like, someone you're connected to. I'm a person, I hate gift cards. I go shopping, I want something just for you. I want to design it just for you. And disclosure is that. I have two sons. My youngest son, Isaiah, I love Isaiah. He's still the same, he hasn't changed. He always wanted $125 pairs of jeans. I don't know where he gets that from because I'm a thrift store Wonder Woman. But his $3, $20 jeans was always on the floor. But he would always say, Mom, I want some of these jeans for my birthday. And I'm like, but if you don't know what to do with the $10 jeans, what's going to happen when I give you a $125 pair of jeans and they're on the floor? What's going to happen? You're going to respond the same. You're going to put them on the floor. Then I'm responsible for how I react because I gave you a gift that I felt that you could not handle yet. I gave you a gift, releasing power to you, and I had to deal with how you respond to it. It's the same thing with disclosure. Once I give it, I have no control over where it goes. So as I'm making the decision to give the gift of disclosure, I have to be willing to accept, are you the keeper? Are you a good steward over what I've given you? Or will you throw it on the floor, and everybody who walks past will see my stuff on the floor? So it's important. I love this. All this is very connected to the work that I'm going to ask you to go back and do. So Linda, what are you going to ask us to go back to do? I'm going to ask you to go back. This is not 8 steps of change. Some of you guys may have seen it. I'm real good at not reading all the way through slides, but I want you to understand why we have to change. And I want you, and I think I started alluding to this earlier, in the space that you're in, I don't want you to go try to change your whole health system. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can't pay your mortgage. I can't pay your rent. Don't go say Linda Scruggs said. I really want you to think about this seat that you sit in. Whether you are the counselor, the social worker, case manager, you're the registrar, whatever seat you sit in, there's a level of authority and there's a level of ability to begin to change your network. And your network, I think her name was Amy, the health department, Ken said one person shop. Katie. Whether it's one person or it's 4 of you in your team, 5 of you, what is it that you can collectively do? And I'm going to start with the easiest part that you can do for free. That you don't need a grant. So if it doesn't say it in the grant, I believe there's some things that you heard today. I think even if it wasn't said out loud, there's some things some of you have been thinking about is why you even came to such a room like this. And begin to think, what can you begin to do with no money? I talked about earlier, I always talk about environments. What do your environments look like? You remember the times when we used to have clinics with a big stop sign on the registrar desk? You ever seen a clinic like that? It says stop. You just walked in the door and it says stop. Well, what does that mean? That's a serious message. I'm sure like the sign is almost big as the desk. Stop. That says I'm not welcome here. That says I have to wait to be heard. That says you're giving me directions and you don't even know me. You know, and for someone like me who's like very rebellious because I don't like authority, I don't like to be told stuff, what am I going to do? I'm going to walk straight up to the desk. Because I'm going to act like I didn't see the sign because you have no power and authority. So it could be little things that we intentionally think about in the role that I do in my job description. That's one of your favorite. Like, is it in your job description? What's on the other duties as assigned that you can do? You know, because maybe it's not in the bullets. So let's talk about how we're going to do that. We're going to create change. First, is it a sense of urgency? I hope that when you signed up or something you've heard today will give you a sense of urgency. You know, not a sense that it'll happen eventually. Well, if I don't do it, you know, Deb was in the meeting, she can write a memo and make it happen. You know, don't wait for somebody. Have a sense of urgency. You can take charge to be the leader of change in any seat that you sit in. And I know a lot of times we sit and we think that system-wise is hierarchy, and I'm not denial of their hierarchy systems, but I also know that there are influence opportunities wherever, if you're in the system, you can find an influence partner to help you identify there's an urgency. Another thing, they let you come here today. You know, so you left here with a charge to say that we have to somewhere in our system begin to think about, I love that Ken said it, as an organization, as an agency, as a department, to think about how do we be trauma informed? How is it that we can intentionally say, what do we say? How do we say it? I was in one of the sessions and the young lady talked about, you know, in our practice, there are these things we say and we do everything every day. So instead of giving the directive, she was saying, when you're in there and I need you to take your clothes off before they leave in the room, instead of saying, take your clothes off from the waist down, she asked permission, is it okay if you don't mind undressing? You know, because somebody, I don't like to take my clothes off from the waist down. No, can I just pull my panties off? Have a skirt on. Because maybe undressing all the way may cause other feelings and emotions that you have not even begun to imagine. For you to walk in, maybe you've never been a person where you were in a relationship, somebody literally is saying, take your clothes off because we're getting ready to screw. But you are saying to them, do you mind? Will you? Are you okay? And she even went to the place when she talked about, you know, ladies, y'all don't hit them exams. You know, when I want to clean you up, is it okay for me to take this gauze with this cool gel on it and help clean you vaginally? Is that okay? Because who else touched you without permission? Very intentional thoughtfulness, little stuff we can change. You know, but you have to have a sense of urgency that change is definitely needed. 2, create a guiding coalition. Who's going to help you do this? You know, and I said, and I hope some of you are sitting, if you came with somebody, you already have a group of folks that have been here today. You don't have to influence them. You know, if this is heavy, and you know how heavy your shop is. You know where you work. You know, if you need a coalition, invite. You're going to have to be the champion of what you heard today, who you saw today, and you're going to have to say, man, you know what, I need to go to lunch. Let me take you to lunch. Let me do something. Let's go have coffee. I want to tell you about the session we went to yesterday. I wish you could have went. You know, you get a coalition, you get a champion, and begin to thinking about who is it that can help you identify, help you work on creating a small change. Again, we're just talking about the next 3 months, guys. Because it's like everything. If you get a win-win, you create opportunity for a new win. Am I right? This is a win-win. It's going to be a win for the clinic. Our providers, our bosses, supervisors, they love wins for the clinics and our programs, but it's also a win for the women that we work on behalf of, that we work in partnership. So the women are like, oh, nobody said that before. Nobody's ever did that. What's happening here? You know, something changed. What happened? You're going to be able to say, what happened was, I am a continual learner. As learners, we are always learning, right? So again, make sure you look and think about who can do this with you. Develop a vision. You know, we're going to actually start developing a goal, a vision. What do we want to change? Again, in the seat that we sit in, because Because all of us know we said we can do something different. You know, many times we say, oh, no one's never thought about that. You know, and we think it, then we move on because life happens, the next client comes, the next report is due, and because it's not funded anywhere, it kind of goes away. You know, but we want to this time create a vision that we want to stick to, that we want to get a group to stick to, a small group, and it can be 1, 2, or 3. Don't have to be everybody. You know, someone who would help, because it's hard to be the only person in the room. Someone was in another group and they got the soundman. The speaker got his sound. You know, it's okay to go upstream by yourself sometimes, but it's nothing like having a posse with you. You know, and it can only be 1 or 2 of you. But if it's strong and you know they're committed, they'll go down with you. They'll go downstream with you too. You know, and they'll stand and hold you up when needed. So, number 4, communicate your vision with broad buy-in. So once you have your coalition, you have your group, and you guys are feeling comfortable, you're feeling like we've created steps to a win-win. Very simple. You know, and then you're going to have to look to intentionally create broad buy-in to your group, you know. So if you're a social worker and there's 4 social workers and you only have 1 social worker part of your coalition, now I'm going to introduce this broader to say, you know what, the 2 of us have tried this. You know, we want to talk about, can we just kind of do this now? You know, can we, you know, have, what's a social worker? I haven't been in the clinic. What's something that social workers do all the time?
Paperwork.
Help someone with the housing application.
A housing application, thank you, you know. You know, it's instead of, just imagine, and this is something I do know, that thank you for that one. You know, my husband's a social worker. I really should have came up with a great idea instantly. One of the things that my husband does, because they couldn't get groups of women together, they couldn't get a male group together. One of the things they started doing with social worker was having entitlement sessions. So they would bring people together around Social Security applications and have them fill them out together and have class about it. You know, when the Affordable Care Act came out, there was things that the clinic couldn't do, but they were inviting their clients somewhere that they could be at to have those sessions together and filling out applications. ADAP, the same thing. They have sessions where that they are getting clients together, and the clients spend 2 hours together filling out an application or going through a process 2 or 3 times a week. What they found, what did they find at the end of the week? What was client doing? What was clients doing?
Building community.
Say it again?
Building community.
They was building community. So in a couple of weeks, people started saying, well, when is there another meeting? So out of when there is another meeting, they started having support groups. You know, now they have support groups, but it was out of something, we got to do something different. You know, and it was out of something that the client needed. And it was out of something that the social worker, my husband, with this little video, I'm telling on your name, I'm sorry. That paperwork is hard. And you sit with this client and do the application, you sit with this client, do the application. Imagine 3 of you in a classroom with 6 clients, 8 clients all at once, having to do the application together as a unit, as a community. Just an idea. Creating intentional change. I don't want to meet nobody. You don't have to meet them. We come to class, we all come to learn something. So let me keep going. Empowered by broad-based action. You know, again, understanding as a change leader, you and the group must identify and remove potential barriers and obstacles. Trust me, somebody is not going to want to change. It ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, you're going to have to be the influencer, you and your team, that, not that it's not broke, sometimes it's just cracked. Sometimes it's just so much pressure, it's like that Flintstone closet. At any moment, it might pop. You know, and what is the preventive opportunity that we can put in place to help our team be that much better? Number 6, I told you guys, win-win. Generate short-term wins. Make sure, you know, do something doable. Do not go and try to change the code, the social work code of ethics. I don't care if you don't like number 10 through 13. Don't go, that's not gonna be a win-win for you, But, maybe the win-win would be, okay, we're gonna put the code of ethics in our office so clients can know what we stand for. What are we committed to, as we serve you. Many clients know social work, but do they understand that? I think I heard this earlier, we come to this work because we want to do the work. Do they know and understand that you have this oath, you have this pledge, you have this space that you're saying that you're going to do on behalf of them? And life happens, the system happens, but I don't really understand it. I went through all that licensure, I went through all that stuff because I want to serve you. And most of our clients don't know that. They just know you didn't do what you said you were going to do. You told me wait in that waiting room, you did it in 10 minutes, and it's 45 minutes later, and you telling me you got one more thing to do. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to go here. So making sure it's doable. Don't give up. As you go, even 3 months, 90 days, something might try to discourage you. You may forget. It may be day 45 and you like, oh crap, why are they calling me from Hive? They know I'm busy because they're going to call you during this process, Don't give up, Dear past, write a love note. Dear past, thank you for all the lessons. Dear future, I am ready. Life lessons are true. We value them, we live for them, but we always have to be ready for the next opportunity. And recreate, you guys here, repositioning yourself, recreating yourself. You may have to revise your goal. Maybe you can't get enough buy-in. Maybe don't mean it wasn't a good idea because it didn't work. It may mean you may need to reshape that thing. Have you guys ever seen mental pottery class? My sister's an artist, and many beautiful, beautiful accidents in my basement that she's created for us over the years, and I champion them because they're hers. She started out creating this beautiful tall vase, and it ended up to be an ashtray when I was smoking because it's flat and it's wide, She didn't stop, she didn't stop, and I don't think Gina's been to my office. I have new office space, and because she didn't stop being an artist when we would laugh and joke at her when we was a kid, she has artwork in galleries all in South Carolina. She didn't stop, so she don't do pottery, that wasn't her gift. But she's an artist. She's an artist, and she reshaped her vision of what art she was going to share with the world. And she does wonderful paintings because she didn't give up. She just reshaped what she was offering for herself and for the community. Number 8, make it stick. For it to stick, that means you have to stick to it. If everybody else want to get in the blue car and you said the red car is the one to get in, if you got to get in by yourself eventually, just get in. What happens, recently I was at my brother's house and his birthday, and we was going to go to lunch, and him and his wife was getting in their car, me and my sister and my husband was getting in my car, and she thought that they was going to take one car. They had both cars in the driveway. She jumps in the white car. He's in the red car, the engine's already running. And she happened to go look over, and she realized William's not in the car. He's in the car with the engine running, looking at her like, what is she doing in the car? And we're behind him looking like, what the hell are they all doing? So what happened was she realized he wasn't in the car, and he wasn't moving. What did she do? Say it out loud? She got out of the car and got in the other car. So what happens, and it's okay that it doesn't move for a minute, stay there. That don't mean ball it up and throw in the trash. Just be still. Be okay with what we call white space. Just be still. Eventually, one or two things going to happen. He could have rolled down the window and said, what are you doing? She could have rolled down the window and said, oh, I thought we was going to take this car. And he would have said, no, I'm already over here. Come on over. She's 15 years younger than him. Come on over. So again, stick to it. You have to be willing to go the long haul. You're the change leader. You're the change leader. So Linda, why did you say that? So let's do this. Let's do some homework. So action planning. One of the things I passed out on your tables, and again, if you're with somebody, if you're not with them, you'll have time. I will invite you to do it individually, but I invite you, if you're here with a colleague, partner with them. And what we're going to ask you to do is really do this action planning. Identify a goal. I forgot this is on the screen. Identify a goal the who, the workers, a timeline, resources, challenges, and how are you going to know you get to success? You're not going to have to do all that today. But as you go forward, I want you to think about that. But today I do want you to think about what might be a potential change. And then I want you to create a 3-month goal. And you guys know I want my goal to be what? A SMART goal. Everybody know what a SMART goal is. I know in this room, right? Who can tell me what's a SMART goal? Huh?
Specific,
realistic,
Time
sensitive, time value. Yeah, 3 months, right? I want a SMART goal. I want it real, again, from the seat that you sit in. And then I want you to think about, you to rate the difficulty of the goal that you decided it to be. You know, do you think it's going to be easy, or do you think this is going to be somewhat challenging, but I'm up for the challenge? You know, then I want you to think about the who, and again, you may be able to fill some of this out and not all of it, and that's okay, because we're going to be in touch with you to think about how do you do this, to be more value and support. We want this to happen. This whole day was all about this session, getting you to commit to taking change, getting you to commit that what you're doing is great, but there's one more thing we can do. There's one more thing we can do to make it easier. It's one more thing that we can do to create that much more no harm. It's one more intentional thing we can do to help women, to help them, to utilize our services, that we get to champion them. So, I'm going to give you about 15 minutes. Yeah. So let's do some report back. I want to, so one of the things, when I was a kid, I was a real good liar. And as I became a young adult, before I changed behavior, I got even better at it. And one thing about a good liar is you lie so good that you begin to believe it. And you say it out loud so other people believe it. And I was so good at lying. What's your name? Jeff. Jeff, I want to personalize this moment. And I can give you references. That people would literally call me and say, Linda, can you give me a lie? Wow. Wow. She's like, wow. I changed behaviors, But one of the things that changed in behavior, so I tell the truth now. And it's interesting, I was talking to Eddie at lunch, talking about how important truth is to me, and I'm sure that's because of the past, how I utilize lies as a form of protection in my own space, right? So one of the things I've learned that when I tell the truth and I commit out loud, I now am accountable for what I say because I speak truth, right? So that's all we asked you to do. That's why we didn't ask you to change the university. We didn't ask you to change the floor that you work on. We asked you to really go into it, be able to be in a true space, in the seat, in the position that you sit in. And I hope that's what folks were able to do. Is that okay? So I want to know, what are your changes? That's why I had you hold doing an index card. Who wants to share theirs with me? Who wants to go first? What group or individual? Do I have to pick on you? Oh. Thank you very much.
So I want to be able to encourage one woman to go to a women's support group.
Bam. One woman.
Within the next 90 days.
Within the next 90 days.
I heard you guys talking about how hard it is to get HIV women together.
I love that. Ain't huge. Can you tell me, what do you do? What's your
I'm
position?
case manager.
She's a case manager. In her position, she want to get one new woman to go to a support group over the next 90 days. And when she do that, and at the end of her win-win, what do you think she's automatically going to do?
Do another one.
Say it out loud. I'm glad you know it. I want to give you $1 million just for being the first person to speak up. Someone else. I want to hear from you. I want you to say it out loud. What are you doing? Miss Shannon.
I'm going to the next 90 days to create a connection between Hive and the Wellness Center and the chaplaincy here and find out about resources for our staff and patients.
Bam. In the next 90 days. Very reasonable in the seat that you sit in. but intentionally, not just gonna see if it happened. They were in the room today, but I'm gonna intentionally reach out to them to follow up because of their presence. I absolutely love it. Yes, ma'am.
We have a little bit off a little too much.
It's okay.
Shoe.
All right, you didn't turn yours in either.
I know, but we're.
Yeah.
I got called. Anyhow, so we would like to create a seamless continuum of care for women who are living on the street, between the street, clinic, and hospital that are either, what do you call it, any part of their reproductive lifespan,
Yep.
that to increase adherence to either HIV meds or PrEP, and to increase health outcomes. So we're going to have one stakeholder meeting.
Wow.
90 days.
Wow. 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 So what is my job to do? To be what? I'm gonna be pull this back a little bit, right? So I really give you permission to say over the 90 days, what you're gonna do is create a plan for that meeting. You know, to create
We've
a
been planning the meeting
comprehensive.
for like 900 days, but this would actually be doing the meeting.
Oh, so we already planned the meeting. The meeting is planned?
No, we've been talking about that.
Oh, no, that's not a plan.
Okay.
Write down the vision, make it plain, make it interpretable, and make it achievable to those who you want to do. So the conversation isn't a plan. That's the vision. I see it. I can see it. We keep talking about it. I see it, right? So I want to give you the 90 days to write out the plan. What does that look like? You know, so what is it that you guys see that you want other people to see, that when they come, these stakeholders come in, they know at the end of the day why they're here. So I want you to get it out of your space, right, into my space. That's an old social media. Into that. So that's doable in that 90 days, is to create a comprehensive plan, because you already know what it is, right? So create what's the comprehensive plan to design and implement the stakeholder meeting. So can we have, you guys agree? Because I want you not to rush at it, because when you started bringing certain people to the table, it got to be right the first time. I love the concept. I love it. I'm with you. You know, I know there are people in the room, I'm sure that will be with you, but I want you to write it and then take the time to decide, because it may take 90 days to figure out who needs to be at such a table. Because it is a great idea, it's a great plan, it's a great vision. Love it. Thank you, ladies. That's gonna be, I know nobody got nothing deeper than that, so I'm gonna give y'all the rocket science. My father was a rocket scientist, so I'm not talking about rocket scientists. That was a huge goal. That was huge. And I know y'all ain't got nothing bigger than that. The whole room was like, okay, anyhow. Someone else. Oh, my back table. Y'all can't get away because y'all was the last one word.
No.
Because I know something coming up over here.
We want to create a guide, a document that we would give to residents, faculty, and medical students to start to unite under the trauma-informed language and practices of doing public exams and procedures in the OR.
So y'all give me one of them candy bars back. I don't get chocolate. I got another one.
I'd love to pass the chapter.
So you want to change medical education?
Yes. Just
Wow.
for our clinic. Just for our clinic, though.
That's for your clinic.
Yeah, just for our clinic.
So I'm just processing this. So is your guide, when I think about guide, I think about pages, you know, or are we talking about a guide, just kind of a flow chart to say this is a way that we might do this?
That way.
Okay, I can
like
see that to happen in 90 days. I'm just saying, I gotta be realistic, and I have to be measurable and what's time sensitive to what we're working with. Because to create a new guide that you're gonna get your medical director to buy into, oh, that's the medical director? Bam! Ain't nothing like having Charlie in the room. I like it. All right, but even.
We have 7 weeks.
You only have 7 weeks, right? So something that's flowing to say, you're suggesting a new flow of how to do that. I love it. I receive it. Man, this room is deep. I'm with y'all. What's happening? Who's scared? Who want to go next? Come on here, Lee. We heard from you all day.
And I shared with you that I already dreamt up my big system
Okay.
plan. So my lesion seems to be be that I try to keep doing things by myself instead of hiring people to work with me and help me do these things. And so Eddie was kind enough to help me brainstorm about how in the next 2 months I am going to definitely hire someone to work with me. And one of the steps on my plan is meeting with Shannon and Deb and other people in this room who can give me really good advice.
That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. I have 1 minute. Who is it that's sitting and inching that? I know you look like you want to speak. I haven't heard you today, Vanessa. You good? You good? You good? Is anybody else that want to share with something that they want to do in my last minute?
The Vanessa.
You want to go? Okay.
The Vanessa.
Oh, the Vanessas. My business partner is Vanessa, so I love it. We're ending with the Vanessas. Yes, come on.
So one of our biggest challenges is housing, and a lot of our clients feel very disillusioned with the housing situation in San Francisco. So we were thinking that maybe it would be a good idea to have like a workshop where clients come in. I'm kind of coming off of what you were saying, where clients come in and like fill out applications, and we can also like talk about like eviction prevention and like mediation between landlords. And things like that, and then also foster a sense of community with the women and like the situations that they're dealing with. And this would be a monthly thing, and I feel like it would be fairly manageable to implement.
I love it. Can you guys mind sharing? Y'all working together so good. Absolutely love it. I love it. How many of you guys feel like what you came up with isn't doable? It's not doable. You guys feel like it's doable? So what's going to happen is the Hive team, while we collected those, and we have 2 that we have to take pictures of, so we'll have copies of it. So the 2 that we didn't collect, we want to take a picture of because we want to follow up with you. We want to be your cheerleaders in case the game started getting heavy and it's going into overtime and you're running out of energy. We want to be your rah, rah, rah. You have 15 more days. Maybe, sometimes you got to retool. That don't mean you haven't been successful. Some of you may need an extension of a week. That's doable. Life happens, program changes, environments influence change sometimes. So we're not going to, be like calling you out on, Facebook or something. We're not going to bully you, but we want to support you in what you said you want to offer to change and create it in your own space. We want to hear your chant. We want to hear the wins. We want to hear the wins, but we also want to support any challenges in helping you retool that process.
So Linda, you're saying put your name and your email?
No, I don't need that. And actually, they already have your email. We know who's in the room. We know who's in the room. They already got your stuff. We don't want you to write it down because then you might try to tell stories. You want the wrong email. So my time is up. So a way to contact me also, I'll be supportive if you need something. If the team don't mind, I'm definitely a phone call away. But also I want you to think, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just see the first step. Today we just did the first step of what's the big change that can happen to help improve services for women who are experiencing trauma, intimate partner violence, and that first step begins with you. Because you're the person in the room. We can't hold no one accountable who's not in the room. We hold you accountable because you said, I'm willing to commit to change in the space that I'm in the step that I'm in right now. Don't worry about step 2. We're going to contact you about step 2.
Gifting change for Linda. Hear community and be educated about what courses of action want to be disclosed. Know what seat you sit in. Do what you can do. That's not necessarily in procedures or policy, but in a sense of urgency. Show change is needed, necessary, an important opportunity. Be intentional. Choose the coalition that will direct, support, influence, work as a team. Remember, learners are always learning. Develop the vision connecting short-term with long, morals with purpose. Communicate clearly and simply. Explain affects, effects, individuals and groups. Remove potential barriers. Take risks. Offer reward. Make achievable goals. Working toward win-win makes everyone feel like a champion. And no matter what, don't give up. Thank the past for all the lessons. Tell the future you're ready. Talk about progress. Make it stick. Be okay with what doesn't move. Remember, you're in it for the long haul. You're making smart goals. You're not gifting the sweetness of a chocolate bar disguised as $1 million. You're gifting change. Shannon asked me to write a poem that was an encapsulation of the entire day, but like Linda, I'm also a rule breaker. So I stretched the rules a bit, and the poem that I wrote in the session, I think actually kind of came out as a sort of blessing and as a sort of encompassing of what gets held in this work and what to take away, especially because I think a lot of the focus of the conference was about looking in to work out and having community with that kind of symbiosis. So, beyond compassion for the Hive Conference, the gates call you to move forward, to pass through thresholds that make you able to sustain your work. Thresholds that make you able to sit in service, to model dignity, to recognize trauma and take care of community and self, to live with your intellect through your heart and be wise. The wise one asks, what's the beauty of what I attract? What is it asking me to heal? The wise one remembers the breath. The wise one drinks the nourishment of release. The wise one works with the shadow, knowing shadow always means there's a source of light. The wise one asks, what are you teaching me? What isn't being held, seen? Oh, wise ones, the gates call you to move forward, to attend to needs and wants in yourselves and your inheritance and theirs. Oh, wise ones, breathe in what you lost. Breathe out what's not yours. Call in your support. Honor the spaces between. Hold intention. Clear. Release. Put on your golden cape. Heal and be healed.